Hello. I want to go a little bit further with the Environmental Summit Congress with His Holiness the Dalai Lama in Portland. Actually, now I want to speak about his two talks, actually. He gave on Thursday, on the 10th of May, one talk in the afternoon, and on Saturday. So I combined some points I found inspiring. He spoke about universal responsibility and inner environment, and he also spoke about, in general, he gave some inspirational words about global environment. And he spoke, he started to speak about that every human being is same in nature. So 7 billion human beings have the same, or are the same on a mental and emotional level. So everybody wants to be happy and has a right to be happy. But our self-centered attitude do not care about others' life. If we have a tendency to be self-centered, then some difficulties come up. And also, if we see ourselves as different, we might also face some difficulties with that. He spoke about the century of the last century was a century of war, and he spoke quite often. You might have heard it that this century will be a century of peace and compassion. And when he spoke about the last century, that the century was a century of blood, of war, and he said that 200 million people got killed out of wars, nuclear weapons inclusive. And when he spoke that on Saturday, in front of 10,000 people, the whole audience was really silent. It was really a very emotional, or how you say, very touching statement by him. He said that violence will not help, will not destroy our mind. It can destroy our body, but not our mind. So the mind can be changed. We can work on our mind. He emphasized on the second talk he gave on the importance of compassion. So the sense of compassion is very important. Without affection, youngsters wouldn't survive. So, for example, if we received all the care of a mother, so she gave birth to us, whatever happened after that, but still she had so much care for us to give us birth, and so we have a potential for deep affection, actually. We can develop it. And he said a child who did not receive maximum affection by the mother actually has more fear, more distrust towards others. So it's very important to be aware of it. Youngsters have a strong feeling for affection. Affection is a biological factor, he says, and religious traditions are backing it. The main message of all major religions is compassion. Every religious tradition has the potential to produce devoted people who can be of benefit for sentient beings. And if you don't follow a religious tradition, then even then compassion is necessary in order to be happy. Compassion is a key factor for well-being. Compassion supports our peace, a peaceful mind, a joyful mind, supports our health. And he also speaks about mental health and physical health. He says that mental health should be as much as important as physical health. So we should take care of mental health like we should take care of our body right now. We must deal with our mental problems instead of relying on drugs. We can train our mind. We can gain the proper knowledge, informations about mind and emotions. And here he offers says that secular education system can adopt some principles from Buddhism, especially he was referring to mind emotions, for example. That we, I think they're already working on that. That we have translations of the main teachings in the Tibetan tradition, the Kangyu and Tangyu, and since the last 2 years they started to work on what part can be integrated into secular education systems. So, right, did I get it right? Maybe. Yeah, certain topics. Not the part that's so strongly related to religious practice itself. Our problems in family, society, or in general, starts with ignorance, he says. We are slaves of our own emotions due to a lack of knowledge. But actually loving kindness is always there. We can strengthen our positive emotions through the destructions of our negative ones. And if we have the knowledge, of course, how to work with our emotions, then it will be much more easier. So it's very important to start to integrate the knowledge we have from kindergarten on, in our families, schools, and colleges, and so on. And then after each talk, there were some young people who gave some questions to His Holiness. They collected via website some questions, and one question I want to mention here is was how can we promote environmental issues? And he said we should have meetings like the Environmental Summit, what happened last weekend. We should educate the media and the public. Members of all religious traditions should come together from time to time, and when there are urgent topics, they should come together on a more city level and together with different organizations and discuss these topics. And also we should visit schools, colleges, and talk about the topics again and again and again. Then finally we will see an effect. And through continuous effort, this century can be a century of compassion and peace.